Hey, Maki, I can see you on YouTube.
Oh, there's a YouTube link.
Yeah.
Okay, just click on the copy streaming link in your Zoom. At the top, you can find that there is a live icon. You click here, the drop-down menu. You will find the copy streaming link. Then you open it in your browser.
And where? Can you tell me again?
In your Zoom, at the top, you will find the live icon.
Yes.
Just at the right side, there is a drop-down arrow. Just click on that arrow.
Yes.
You will find the drop-down menu. And
Yes.
click on the copy streaming link. And paste it in your browser.
Okay.
Can you see?
Okay.
Can you see? Can you see?
I'm taking forever, so someone else can see it. It's no problem. Let's go.
Can you see?
I'm taking forever, so someone else can see it. It's no problem. Let's go. So that's what's my screen. Oh God. Someone else can see it. Okay, fine. I can see. I can see, but I need a link. Is it possible for you to send a link or no? So I want to open it in my phone. No?
Maki, I sent in the email.
Great. Can we start then? Can we start? This is one.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. Okay, let us start.
Okay.
Just a bit. Maki, okay. Do you want to start from the as like that you just start talking, or should we play the music or the other things?
If you let's do that for the second time, no?
Okay.
Or if you can do it, you can do it now. But if it's gonna take more time, no.
No, not Okay, let us start the program. Don't wait for the sound. Sound is giving trouble now. Maybe for the next demo, we'll do it.
No problem.
Shut off.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are. Welcome to the virtual event, Technical Symposium of the Nutrition Sensitive Urban Food Systems. We're very pleased to have you all. My name is Maki. I'm working for the Match Project. I'm moderating the webinar today. Today we have an interesting session on urban food systems in the changing world. Please see the agenda for today's session. So we start with the introduction speaker, and we have some questions to you. And then presentation by today, actually we have the Mr. Munirud instead of Ms. Wajha. And then we're going to have the second presentation by the Ms. Akansha. Then we have a Q&A session. Now, please meet our distinguished speakers, Mr. Munirud and Ms. Akansha. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Excellent. So, after the presentation, like I said, there's a Q&A session. Please use the Q&A box. For this seminar, we are not using the chat box. And also audience microphone is muted. And we plan to have this session about 1 hour. So, and at the end of the seminar, webinar, excuse me, conduct a very simple survey to understand we would like to get your feedback. So please be ready. Now, before starting the first presentation, I'd like to ask you one question. And can I get the pool? Yes. To what extent the COVID-19 pandemic affected the nutrition status of Bangladesh people? And just click which one you think the most suitable for you and just submit it. It's very simple. And this poll will open at the end of the presentation by the Mr. Munirud. But once you click, the screen will disappear. Thank you. Now, let us move to the first presentation by the Mr. Munirud. And he is very specialized in this field. And thank you for joining us. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Maki. Could you please open the presentation slide? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Monirul Hassan, and I'm working as an advisor in the March project of Food and Agriculture Organization. My presentation today is nutrition situation in urban areas of Bangladesh. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. First of all, let's see the food and nutrition security situation in Bangladesh. Over the few years, like past 2 decades, Bangladesh has made great progress in terms of food and nutrition security. Especially, it has achieved the self-sufficiency in rice and the prevalence of child stunting has reduced from 41% in 2011 to 30.8% in 2018. In the slum areas of Dhaka, it was found that 40% of under 5 children were stunted and 11% were wasted. So in the nutrition situation, we can see a big improvement in Bangladesh. Next slide, please. Go back. Urbanization, more than 65 million people are estimated to live in the cities in Bangladesh. So urbanization is increasing. However, in 21st century has been called the urban century because in 2007, the world passed a tipping point and now more people live in the cities than in the rural areas. So urbanization is expanding and we have a big scope for improving the food and nutrition security also for the urbanized people in the world. Next slide, please. In terms of policy, in Bangladesh, we have got several policies and strategies. We have second national plan of action for nutrition, which is relevant for 2016 to 25, which is called NPAN 2. We have already the second country investment plan for nutrition sensitive food system from 2016 to 2020, which is called CIP2. And recently we have got approved national Food and Nutrition Security Policy of Bangladesh 2020, which is valid until 2030. Next slide, please. The way forward, given the annual urbanization rate of 3%, discussion like nutrition sensitive urban food system among the stakeholders is not only the timely manner, but also needed a more vibe to the society and also like stakeholder participation in the society for improving this food system, urban nutrition sensitive urban food system. Food and nutrition security challenges pose a new generation of policy situation, which is already addressed in the new food and nutrition security policy and many of our documents. However, the especially nutrition sensitive urban food system is also being a new focus nowadays, and we need to improve this situation with this big community. Next slide, please. Okay, with that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and I wish the great success of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monirul, for your excellent presentation. Now we will end the pool. Thank you very much. We'll share the results a bit later. Can we get the screen back? Thank you. Now, before moving to the second presentation, I'd like to ask you one more question. Can we have the polling question, please? So the second poll question is, food system approach will support the achievement of SDG on time? Do you think yes? No? I don't know what food system approach is. So please vote for this, and the poll is open till the end of the next presentation. Now, moving to second presenter. We're going to have the presentation on the UN Food Systems Summit by Ms. Akansha. She's also very specialized in this field. Now the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maki. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this presentation on UN Food System Summit. The presentation on, please. Thank you. So today I'll be giving a presentation on UN Food System Summit. My name is Akansha Mishra, and I'm the consultant with the MUCH project. Next, please. So giving you the situation analysis, currently there are over 820 million people who are hungry, even as 1/3 of all the food is either lost or wasted. More than 2 billion people are overweight or obese, and food systems contribute up to 29% of all the greenhouse gas emissions. Next, please. So the objectives of this UN Food System Summit, the first one is to raise awareness of how central food systems are to the whole sustainable development agenda and the urgency of the food system transformation. The second objective of the UN Food System Summit is to align stakeholders around a common understanding and narrative of a food system framework as a foundation for the concerted action. Next slide. The third objective is to recognize the need for inclusivity and innovation in food systems governance and action. And the fourth one is to motivate and empower all stakeholders who actively and appropriately support food system transformation at all levels. Next slide. So we know that we must act now. Currently, we are at phase 2 of the summit preparation. In this phase, the scientific group and other partners will all be engaging across each region of the world to get evidence. Please tell us about the best practices and experiences on how you have contributed to transform the food system to more inclusive, sustainable, resilient, and nutrition sensitive. Thank you. Back to you, Maki.
Thank you very much, Akansha, for your excellent presentation. And now we will stop the second polling also. We're going to the Q&A session, and I'd like to get, I wonder if any participant is interested in posting some questions. You see at the bottom, there's a Q&A box where you can post your questions. Sharing you the result of the poll, please post your questions. So the first question, to what extent the COVID-19 pandemic affected the nutrition status of Bangladesh people? Can we get the result of the poll, please? Okay, so everyone thinks that they're very much affected. So we believe that our discussion is very relevant. Great. The second polling results. Can we have the result, please? Okay. So some people, majority people thinks, yes, food system approach will support achievement SDG on time, but some don't. probably we can ask the questions to our panelists to see how we can analyze that. Great. Now, so we are going to see some questions from the audience. No. Okay. The first question is for Monirul. So in this kind of situation in Bangladesh, what about the role of private sector? Do you have any views on that?
Okay, thank you for your questions, and I will get back to you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Now I see another question. So this is a question for Akansha. Is the government Bangladesh is adopting the food system approach? How and what's the time frame?
Thank you so much for this wonderful question. I'll get back to you at the end of the session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for all the questions from the participants. I'm sorry that we couldn't answer all the questions within the time that we have, but make sure that we try to answer that in our report. So by this, I'd like to say thank you for all the speakers, Mr. Monirul and Akansha, thank you very much, and also all the supporting staff for this seminar. We'll complete today's program, and thank you very much. And please remember to complete the short feedback after this seminar. Thank you everyone. Bye now.
I think we should stay here instead of leaving this meeting room. We can have a test of feedback after finishing this webinar, entire event. Maki?
I can hear you, Siswan.
Yeah. Bhaskar?
Yes, Siswan.
Yeah, I think instead of finishing this webinar right now, we can just have a discussion, and if the time permits, we can have a second round of practice, and after that we can finish the webinar. That time the feedback window or feedback session, or the feedback window for the feedback session will appear in your browser.
Okay,
Sure.
Ananda has to
Thank you.
leave in 30 minutes, so we do it very quickly. Yeah? Because she's the audience, I need her to answer. She already left.
Maki, do we have any more session, like repetition of the same one?
Yeah, we do. That's what we're discussing. But there anything you want to say about this time? So that's what we want to do. She's one.
Okay.
She's one.
Yes, Maki?
You want to have the feedback from everyone?
Yeah, we can take the feedback now, and after that we can have quickly have the second round of the practice, and after that we will end the webinar so that the feedback or survey can appear in front of your browser.
Okay, then you are not left, so I need to promote Kausa and Praga into this room.
Okay.
Kausa? Kausa?
Progga? Kausar bhai, Progga?
Yes.
No, good.
I'm there.
Okay,
Also,
Hello.
microphone is muted.
good.
Srivan.
Okay, any feedback from everyone?
I was disconnected several times. I was not able to see everything because 4 or 5 times it was disconnected and automatically again connected.
Okay, no problem. Pragya, anything from your side as an audience?
So Maki, everything was running well, but just two differences I found. I joined from my phone and I also connected from my laptop. So on my laptop, I see the live, the link for YouTube, but from my phone, I don't see the link for this YouTube. The other thing is, as audience, if we have the raise hand, I mean, in that case, what would that feature work for? Because the audience are not going to speak. I mean, they cannot have the audio. So in that case, what would that feature like work for? So these are two things. Apart from that, everything was fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sisma, do you have any answer for that?
Yeah, according to our plan, we are not going to use that raise hand feature because we are not allowing the audience to speak in front of the panelist. But the thing is that the raise hand option is built in, and we cannot remove that raise hand option from this webinar. So the option is there. People might click on the raise hand, but we will not look at or pay attention to that raise hand. If there is no other change in the instruction, then we'll follow in that way.
Okay, then maybe the moderator can say that at the beginning, right? So
Yeah.
audio is muted, raise hand function is working, but then we're not going to use it something so that the audience would understand. Okay. Bhaskar, did you have any problem? Sorry?
Maki, for the live, do you want to say anything? Like, because on laptop, if anyone is connected on laptop, then we get to see the live option. So we get to see where we can go to the YouTube channel, but on phone, we don't see that.
But I did.
Oh, you did? But on my phone, I don't know. It's not appearing.
No, it's working. I see your comments and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I've posted that on the group. So in case, yeah, the screenshot is there.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay,
working.
thank you.
Bhaskar, do you have any problems from your side or anything?
First is is one observation. This is that there is a time lag between the Zoom and the YouTube streaming, which is that's what's natural, and we cannot do anything about it. Second bit is on picking questions, compiling them, and then messaging those across to you. Now we won't have. We have to work around this a bit for the simple reason that we might have a situation where an interesting question or an important person posing a question right at the end of the question answer session. So that because see the sequence of question can be very, very random. It can come while a presentation is being made, or once question answers are being taken. So that is something, because if we are aiming to limit our questions to just 4 or 6 or whatever, depending on the time, some sort of, I don't know how best to get around this, but it is going to be, there won't be any objective way of addressing it. That's what I'm trying to say. It has to be very subjective. If, I kind of like the question and the question has come in, there is time available, then it gets posed. But the risk that we run is that there might be an interesting question or an important person has posed a question, and that kind of gets left out. So that is a possibility.
But in Q&A, I see, there's a name, there's no name. How does that work, Mrs. One? I thought we not gonna have name.
Name for, okay. Whenever the audience will speak, you are looking for the name for the audience, right?
No. In the Q&A box. Q&A box, I see Pragya's name, Anahita's name, but
Oh,
then there's
okay.
one person, anonymous attendee.
Yes, so I found an option. So Maki, I would like to share. So what happened is on my screen, I also get an option of sending anonymously. So that is something which can be clicked and sent. So I just tried that how that feature is working. So I saw that my name, like even if I'm a registered member, but still it's like, it's just going to go as an anonymous question.
This, if possible, should be disabled.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed some point. Maybe I shared this issue earlier. There is an option that I can put or allow users to select whether they like to put their name or not whenever they are asking any question. In that time, if anyone selects that question anonymously, then her or his name will not be disappear in front of the others. If he or she wants that my name should be presented in front of the panelist, then she can select or use that option.
Sorry, I was disconnected. So it's the attendees can select the option.
The point. What is the point? Do you want the user should
No,
always
no.
ask?
I'm asking because some has the name, some doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The thing is that whenever audience is asking any question, in the question box there is an option that allow ask question anonymously or not, so that
Okay.
the audience can select whether his or her name should be presented or not.
Okay.
It depends
That
on
was my
the
question.
audience.
Okay.
Can I say something at this on this?
Sure, please.
If we are kind of insisting that people should be registering, then I feel the anonymous querying bit ought to be disabled. I mean, that does
So
not serve any purpose.
that means that you want everyone, whoever asking the question, his or her name should be there, right?
I mean, registration is mandatory, right, Sizwan? I mean, even if it is through YouTube.
Registration is mandatory. This is the option only for the question and answer session.
Yeah, it's okay though if the person doesn't want to be named or they don't
Okay.
want to be known to ask some questions, because they can choose. They want to show their name or they don't want.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Maki, we can hear you.
Yeah, no, but do you think we have to? But I think I don't think we can control. I'm not sure. She's one.
Yes, Maki?
Can we control this or we cannot?
Which one?
To choose anonymous to have your name. Pascal is saying that we shouldn't have anonymous attendees, but that's something it's already built in, no?
No, there is an option that I can allow users to ask question anonymously. If if you suggest that everyone's name should be present with their question, then I can make that thing. And if you ask me that user can select this option whether their name should be present or not, I can select this. But if you ask that everyone should ask the question anonymously, I cannot do that one.
Okay, no, that's not what we need.
Maki, my point is that, in case we are developing the proceedings of this webinar, in that case, names become a bit important to record. But if proceedings are not going to be developed, then it's okay. We can continue having.
We'll need to make the proceeding.
Okay, in that case, the names become a bit important to have, as to who posed this question and if there was any, counter question that came or something like that. That is what was in my mind when I suggested that maybe the anonymous thing ought to be disabled. But if that is not the case, then it can be allowed.
Okay, well, we can disable the function for the anonymous. That's what Shizwan saying. It's possible. So
But my question, Sizwan, is also that we are using multiple platforms for streaming. We have YouTube as well as Facebook. So can questions be posed anonymously on YouTube and Facebook as well? And in
No,
that case,
no,
how do
no,
we
we
cannot?
no.
will do only one place.
The question answer, only the video goes to the YouTube or Facebook, nothing others like the question
No, no,
answer.
no, 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 no. There are two questions that were posed by Prakya on YouTube, which I three questions, in fact, which I pulled into Zoom and shared with Maki.
Yeah, we
So
are
there's a
taking
chat.
questions from YouTube or
Yes.
No, no,
Facebook.
I thought you were asking that whatever question is asking in the Zoom system, is this question
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
broadcasted
that's
in the
one.
YouTube or not?
But
That's
that's
what
Okay,
you
one.
are
okay,
asking
okay.
about.
That's one issue, and we
Yes.
said, okay, we don't use this anonymous, so you can
Mhm.
take that out function.
Yeah.
Everyone will have the name on the Q&A box. I mean, anyway. So for the YouTube and Facebook, that's something we can't control, I believe. So, but we are taking the questions from those streaming sites.
Yes, we
But
are.
I
And
understand.
so far,
But
so
I
far, I can
understand
see.
only one streaming place. We are not going to use the YouTube. We're going to use Facebook. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, as you suggested last time, we are going to use the Facebook.
Yeah. Sorry, Bhaskar. What were you saying?
No, it's. I mean, my thing was that if questions are posed in YouTube or Facebook, I mean, if YouTube is not being used, if it is just Facebook, if questions are posed there, can anonymous questions be posed there as well?
Yeah.
On the YouTube or Facebook, the audience,
Yes.
are you asking about the whether the audience are able to ask the question on the YouTube and Facebook on anonymously or not, right?
Yes, that's my question, Sizwan.
No. Obviously, whenever you are going to use the YouTube and Facebook, you obviously have to have your own account. Otherwise, you cannot type your comments or any question there.
Okay.
That depends upon the usually what happens. That is the regular YouTube or regular Facebook account.
Mhm.
There is, I don't think that there is any other option to ask questions anonymously. If there is any option there, I don't know about that thing.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments? Akansha, Monirul, anything?
Not really. I don't have.
I don't have,
Yeah.
me too. I don't have any questions, but yeah, good discussion that anonymous questions sometimes is everyone is anonymous is not accepted. Maybe some names should appear. Thanks.
Okay. So what shall we do? This is one.
Can we have another practice?
Does everyone have time for another 20 minutes, like 15 minutes, let's say?
I'm available.
Okay, great.
Yeah, if we can wrap it up like quickly, I think I'm available too.
Okay, great. So can you move the Pragya and cursor to the audience, please?
Okay.
And then bring back the welcome page, right?
Sure. Just a minute.
Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to the virtual event or technical symposium with the nutrition sensitive urban food systems. And my name is Maki. I'm working for Much, and I'm moderating today's webinar. Today we have an entry session on urban food system in the changing world. Please see the agenda for today. Can we see the agenda? Can we go back to the agenda, please?
Maki, this agenda looks very small. I think we should make it bigger, like a big screen, or only the poster of agenda, not the computer screen.
Anyway, can we have the agenda, please? Very good. So we're going to have two speakers and two polling, and also we have a Q&A from your audience. And then at the end, we have feedback session. And we want to make sure that, just to remind you for the audience is that your audio is muted. And also raise hand option is available, but we're not going to use that. But you can put your questions in the Q&A box, and we'll get back to you on that. And we're going to have a small feedback session at the end. So once you close the webinar, please participate. Before starting the first presentation, I'd like to introduce two speakers for today, Mr. Munirul and Ms. Akansha.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Excellent. So before starting the one presentation, I'd like to ask you one question. Can we have the polling questions, please? Great. To what extent the COVID-19 pandemic affect the nutrition status of Bangladesh people? Very much affected, somehow not so much, and not at all. Please just vote whichever you think. And this poll is open to the end of the first presentation. Now we're going to the first presentation by Mr. Munirul. He's very specialized in this field, and he's going to talk about the nutrition situation in urban Bangladesh. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Munirul. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Maki, for inviting me for the presentation. I would like to ask to upload the presentation. Thank you very much for, I think you all can see the presentation slide. My discussion today is on nutrition situation in the urban areas of Bangladesh. And my name is Mohammad Munirul Hasan. I'm working as a market and trade policy advisor at FAO March project in Bangladesh. Next slide, please. In the beginning, I would like to give you the overall food and nutrition situation in Bangladesh. Over the last 1 decade, Bangladesh has made considerable progress in terms of food and nutrition security. It has achieved self-sufficiency in rice and the prevalence of child stunting has been reduced from 41% in 2011 to 30.8% in 2018, which is a remarkable progress only in 7 years. In the slum areas of Dhaka, it is found that almost 40% of under 5 children were stunted and 11% of them were wasted. So we have a big percentage of population in the slum areas who are under malnourished situation. Next slide, please. So in urbanization, we see the more than 65 million people are estimated to live in cities in Bangladesh. And 21st century has been called the urban century because in 2007, the world passed a tipping point and now more people live in the cities than in the rural areas. Next slide, please. In the policy options, Bangladesh has formulated several policies on food and nutrition security and aligned with nutrition and many other strategic objectives. First of all, the second National Plan of Actions for Nutrition, which is planned, which is formulated in 2016 for until 2025, which is called NPAN 2. We have also the second country investment plan on nutrition sensitive food system, 2016 to 2020, which is called CIP2. And recently, Bangladesh government has endorsed or formulated the National Food and Nutrition Security Policy in Bangladesh, which is called 2020 policy until, which is valid until 2030. Next slide, please. For some way forwards, given the annual urbanization rate of 3%, discussion nutrition sensitive urban food system involving multi-stakeholders is not only timely, but also needed by the society. FNS challenges pose a new generation of policy solutions. Next slide, please. Thank you very much for inviting me and for patience hearing of my presentation. I wish great success of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Monirul. That was an excellent presentation. I'd just like to remind the audience that please post your question in the Q&A box below you see on the screen. Great. Now we'll also end the polling. Thank you very much for your participation. Before moving to the second presentation, I'd like to ask one more question. Please open the polling question, please. Food system approach will support achievement of SDG on time, yes or no, or I don't know. What food system approach is this? Great. So this is also will be open till the end of the second presentation. Now let us move to second presenter, Mr. Akansha. Thank you very much. And now floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Maki. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akansha Mishra. I'm a nutrition consultant with the MUCH project. Can I have the presentation on the screen, please? Thank you so much. So today I'll be talking about the UN Food Systems Summit. Next slide. So giving you the situation analysis, around over 820 million people are hungry, even as 1/3 of all food is either lost or wasted. More than 2 billion people are overweight or obese, and food systems contribute up to 29% of all greenhouse gas emissions. Next slide. So taking you through the objectives of this Food System Summit, the first one is to raise awareness of how central food systems are to the whole sustainable development agenda and the urgency of food system transformation. The second objective is to align stakeholders around a common understanding and narrative of a food system framework as a foundation for concerted action. Next slide. The third objective is to recognize the need for inclusivity and innovation in food systems, governance, and action. And the fourth one is to motivate and empower all stakeholders who actively and appropriately support food system transformation at all levels. Next slide. We know we must act now. Currently, we are at the phase 2 of the summit preparation. In this phase, the scientific group and the other partners will all be engaging across all regions of the world to get evidence. Please tell us about the best practice and the experiences on how you have contributed to transform food systems to more inclusive, sustainable, resilient, and nutrition sensitive. Thank you so much. Back to you, Maki.
Thank you, Akasha, for this excellent presentation. And now we're going to finish our pooling. Thank you very much. Now, so we learned a lot from 2 presentators, and I see a lot of questions in the Q&A box. Thank you very much. Before starting our Q&A session, I'd like to share the result of the 2 surveys. Can I have the first pooling result, please? Great. So everyone thinks that the COVID-19 affected, pandemic affected the nutrition status. The second pooling result, please. Great. So food system approach will support achieving SDG on time. Most of the people thinks yes, and some people do not know the food system. Okay, excellent. Now, so first question to you, Manu, is from Pragya. Thank you very much. Is there any effective coordination group for the nutrition in Bangladesh?
Thank you, Maki, for the nice question. I will answer this question at the end of the seminar. Thank you.
Perfect. So the second question is for Akansha. What is a sustainable food system? Can you explain it a bit more, please?
Thank you so much for the question, Maki. I'll get back to you at the end of the session. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much for all the participation. Thank you for both speakers for the excellent evaluation. Now we are concluding this seminar, and thank you very much for all the participants in the audience to be in this webinar. We don't have the time to answer all the questions, but we'll get back to you in the proceedings. And please remember to complete your feedback forms at the end of this seminar. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think we can discuss again for 5 or 10 minutes if there is any other feedback for this time?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm allowing others to come into the panelist section. Okay.
Okay.
Maki, can I leave now?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Is there anything you want to say before you go?
No. Nice.
Okay.
It was good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maki, same here. I don't have any comments. I'll just leave the streaming now. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Just one thing, let us know that after leaving, whether you can see the survey web page or not.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to check. That's why I wanted to finish this one.
Yeah, we can.
I'm going to ask Kausan and Dipti. Anyone can be in the audience, can take the feedback, right?
I can call Munirul and ask him whether he was able to see or not.
But he's a panelist. I don't think he can.
No, everyone should be able to see the survey quick page.
But anyway, that we can do later then, once we finish.
Okay. So
Yeah.
for this timing, should I make Mr. Kausar and
Maki, I have one point.
He's already in. Prior to. No, let's discuss and then finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is when Mr. Munirul and Akanksha are presenting, one slide is finished, every time they are telling us next please, next please, next please. I think it should be automatically. Who is changing the, but in that case today, Ms. Dilara, she should do it when it is finished, then she should change it.
Yeah, but it's a bit difficult to control also because some people don't read the presentation slide. Not by word. Some people just elaborate. In that case, it's very difficult to control.
Whenever finishing the elaboration, after that.
Yeah, but this is the way that basically we need to control the presentation because we are not asking the
I
presenter
think it's
to
too odd every
control
time
her.
to say, next please. So.
Yeah, I understand, but it's kind of practice. Anything else?
No.
I mean, it was okay, I believe.
Others were fine. Others were fine.
Maki, just one thing, if I
Yeah.
can add. Yes, so the thing is you have shared about the raise hand option, which will be on, but then that's something which there's no functionality with that. The other thing was for audio, and we need to also share about the chat. So when we open the chat option, then in that case, it shows that the host has disabled it. So maybe, yeah, for the chat. So these three
Yeah.
in that case. Okay.
I didn't say, but anyway, okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Anahita, you're back.
I was there in the last presentation. I was just, when the first one ended, I thought everyone left.
No. We did the second round. Do you have any comments as an audience?
No, I don't, because Kausar has already said next please. It's because it's just kind of a bit distracting. And the second one is like Pragyan said, the raise hand is of no use if I don't get the ability to speak.
Yeah. Okay. Shizwan, did you try the your computer is down scenario? Shizwan.
No, I didn't. Should I?
We have.
Okay. Should I disconnect my computer and you can see whether if there is any problem with the meeting or not. Okay, I'm just disconnecting right now. Okay.
Siswan, hold on, Siswan. There are two scenarios. One is you disconnect, and if there is a problem with the thing, and second is you disconnect and Deepti takes over.
Deepti don't have to take over manually. It will be automatically shifted.
Okay.
So
yeah. In that case, I would like her to practice the way to switch the screen, switch to the presentation, all that needs to practice.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I asked you for the scenario to have that. Otherwise, suddenly happened, and she needs to be prepared.
She will be prepared. And as a co-host, she will be able to do the needful things. Maybe you have some confusion whether if I leave or if the host is disconnected, if there is any effect on the meeting or not, right?
Yeah, that too. And also I'd like her to practice.
So should I disconnect now?
Yeah, and also when you disconnect and go to the Dipti, no, and then when you come back, it goes back to you automatically.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you can disconnect.
Okay.
You disconnect it. Huh?
Still see the name on the screen. But I
Yeah.
can do other things like change the spotlight. For example, I can change it to Mr. Kausar now. So now
Okay.
his, and then for poll, I can relaunch a poll. Continue.
Can you do it now?
Yeah, can you
Okay.
see?
Yeah.
And
I
then
can see.
end polling, and then share results,
Great.
and then stop share results. And then share screen would be, let's see,
So you have to have presentation also, no? Or how does it work with Dilara?
you can try with the mock presentation.
So for the presentation, how does it work? Now that the Kausar's face is on, so can you open the presentation that's done by Dilara or you, Dipti? Who is opening the
Presentation, like if she's not disconnected, on the agenda I see that she's sharing presentation, so she would still do the presentation sharing.
Dipti, Dipti, can you enable Dilara's screen to be shared? Only then her presentation is going to be visible, right? So if you could enable, just try if you can enable the sharing of Dilara's screen.
Well, I made her co-host, so she should be able to share now.
Okay,
Dilara?
Dilara, can you share the presentation? Dilara, you there? Okay.
Yeah.
And then can you bring it back to my face?
Yes.
All right.
Great.
So I have a quick question. I thought if anybody could share screen, like if I share or to share screen, is there a need for co-host permission?
Come again? No, I think I can also share screen, but if everyone started doing so, it's going to be mess. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
why
good
there's
that, yes. It's there.
Sorry, Bhaskar. Come again.
No, I'm just agreeing with what you said, that it's important to have one person controlling that. Otherwise anybody can share it.
Yeah.
By mistake as well. If some panelist makes a mistake, then it can
Exactly.
be. Yeah.
So these are like trying to make some guidelines for the moderators and speakers, so that they can do or they don't do.
Okay, Maki, this one went off much more, smoother. This was pretty well done. One thing that I would like to flag is Dilara at this moment is, hosting the presentations. It would be useful if you can have a backup who's doing it. Maybe, Sizwan or Dipti or someone, who's
Dipti.
also, yes, someone should have a backup presentation in case Dilara gets, knocked out.
Yeah.
Or disconnected or something of sorts. Yeah. So maybe a backup presenter will also be useful. Either of us, any of us can do it. Yeah.
I agree. Like this time, I mean, I think we're gonna keep this setting that Deepti is operating from the home, and then she's have another network, and then plus the
Okay.
presentation. So in case something happened, then she can do all.
Okay.
Is she's one coming back or he's gone?
Who's gone?
That was because I think we can close now.
Okay.
Here's one. Where is she? Where are you? Okay. Deepti, anything from you?
No, I had a, so for the presentation backup, since like Dilara says one thing and we're all supposed to be in the same room anyway, somebody like outside should also have a backup just in case. Like
Yeah.
not, because we'll
Yeah,
all
but
be in the same room. So if we all lose connection at the same time, I was just thinking.
Yeah, but are you in FPM? Are you home, right?
No, not today, not today.
Yeah. No,
But
but I
like
think,
during actual event.
yeah, but I might keep this the same setting.
Oh, okay.
It might
Oh,
be
then it's
better.
fine.
Yeah, might be better because something happened in FPMU also that's possible, right? If you have a good connection in the house, probably that's fine. Then might be better.
Oh, okay. Then it's okay.
Okay, Shizwan is not responding. Dilala, is Shizwan there? You're with him.
Maki.
Yeah.
Hello. Just 1 minute. She's adjusting something. He's adjusting something.
Maki, will we have an actual demo with the
He's
presentation?
joined.
Yeah, yeah, Anahita, go ahead.
Will we have an actual demo with the actual presenters?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but presenters, I was going to give them some guidelines, you know, what they can do, what they cannot do, and like, what they should do. Similar thing that I'm doing for the other presenters now.
Okay.
Moderator, I'm thinking to do a session if they have time. Yeah, I don't know because they're busy. I don't know if it's a bit difficult to collect everyone at the same time.
Okay.
So what would you suggest?
If it's not possible, then it's fine. But if you give them a strict guidelines and ask them to adhere to it, it will be okay, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my concern as well. Thank you. All right, Shizman is back. I see that you're a host now. Shizman?
Yeah, Maki.
Yeah, so it went well and Deepti could manage everything. So I think we can close now. If there's anything from you, then anything from you? Otherwise, we can.
No, maybe during the survey you will find 4 questions. Maybe you will not find the fifth question. You will find the 5th question, but you will not find the answer for the 5th question. Don't be upset about that thing. I was not able to complete typing the question. For that reason, the 5th question is not completed there. Just for your information.
So when we close, everyone gets it, or the panelists as well? This one?
Yes, panelists should also receive the same thing.
Okay. But just in case, can you bring back the Pragya and Anahita to the, and also Kausa to the audience?
Okay.
She's one?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah, and then see how it works. It comes with the boss or only for the audience. Thank you. Okay, so this one, so it's finished. So you're the host, you can close, right?
Just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Maki, should I close now?
Yes, please. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maki. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.